Bit of a different video today. Whilst clearing out the garage, we've come across a box. This box belonged to Tina's grandfather. He was a lorry mechanic apparently. During the war he was in the Navy. He was a bare knuckle boxer on the ships, and Tina said that one of his jobs was sitting on the back of the boat shooting at the mines that the minesweeper had missed. There you go. Yeah, he was a mechanic, so there's a few of his tools in this box, so I thought we'd open them up and see how things have changed over the years. So yeah, nice little wooden box. First thing we come across is an oil filter removing strap. You can still get these nowadays, so you pop that on your oil filter, tighten it up, turn it. Pretty good, pretty good. Another oil filter removing tool with the old fingers on it. So you pop that on your oil filter, put your ratchet in there, go to undo it, it pulls the fingers in and it undoes it. As I say, I think you can still get these, but these are obviously quite old. What they used to call these, a box spanner or something. This is probably a spark plug spanner. Nowadays you'd never get that into a spark plug hole, but in years gone by that would have gone straight onto a spark plug and you could have undone it. We've got some rubber straps here, I don't know what they're for, and another one. Some circlip pliers, we'll have a look at them in a minute because there's some more circlip pliers here. These are quite different, but we'll come back to them. What we've got here, a packet of fuses. Now these are the same fuses that used to be in my Mark II Escort. They're like a ceramic fuse with a bit of wire. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on the camera. Obviously not a lot of good to anyone unless you've got a classic car. Now this, I don't know if it's got a maker's mark on it, but it's been ground down to fit something. It has got like a hex in the end of it on both ends, and then there's a hole in it, and I'm assuming that's what this is for. That goes through the hole and you can oik on it, and it's had a bit of abuse because that's obviously bent, but it's been ground down so that that'll fit into a hole. So one of those tools that's been modified for a special occasion. What else we've got here? A drift. Looks like it might even be homemade, I'm not sure. Turned down on a lathe. This is an Allen key with a socket welded on backwards. So you've got the hex in the end of it. You've got a quarter drive hex. That was obviously made for a special purpose. Does it say what size the socket is? But it's been brazed on. You can tell it's the colour of it. I don't know if this camera will pick that up, but yeah, it's been. So that's a quarter drive socket been brazed onto the end of an Allen key. Again, another special tool for something. That could be for adjusting brakes, because I've seen some brakes that have got like a square post for adjusting up brake shoes and that kind of thing. Another special tool. It looked like a tyre lever for a start, but it's got a bobble on the end of it. Of course, obviously, Tina's grandfather's no longer with us, and her father isn't either, so we can't ask either of them what they were used for. So it's just guessing really, but whether that was for a special item or what, I don't know. Another one of these rubber straps. Paintbrush, everyone needs a little paintbrush. Lots of Jubilee clips. Yeah, lots of Jubilee clips. And this thing here, I have no idea what this is. This looks like something, I couldn't even tell you what that is. If that camera will pick that up. This is on like a spring, and the spring's held in on 2 little clips. Oh, it opens up, look. So, could it be for a gas lantern? Something like that? Maybe you can see that. Now this one will puzzle our younger viewers. Some of you older folks will know exactly what this is. We used to call this a pom-pom stick. You got a little end and a bigger end, rubber. So come on, some of you younger viewers, what is this used for? I know exactly what it's used for because I've used one of these many times. It's for lapping in valves. I have some valve paste here. So you'll have a tin of this, valve grinding paste. This is mine, obviously. So you've got 2 ends, you've got 2 lids, so you've got an end there, and then you can take the lid off the other end. He says it's stuck. Anyway, so this end is coarse. It says that on there. I don't know if that'll pick it up. This end is fine. So what you do, obviously years gone by, cars didn't tend to last quite as long as they do now. Once a car was getting close to 100,000 miles, people was like, oh my God. But in the manual, say like a car back to the 70s, say my first car for example, a Mark II Escort, in the handbook, it would tell you valve clearances, it would tell you spark plug gaps, it would tell you the point setting. Now, today's car manuals tell you not to drink the brake fluid. Now, you might have seen that meme going about. This is how far we've come in the world, isn't it, basically? So, yeah, when people used to get a little bit excited when a car got to close to 100,000 miles, oh, it's ready for the scrap heap. Now, obviously, I started working in the garage in '93, and we were still getting cars in the garage. Obviously we had a lot of old cars because we specialise in classic cars as well, but we'd have cars from like the 70s and the 80s, sort of like mid 80s onwards you sort of started seeing like the electronic ignition, so you had no points to change, but the manufacturing processes of the engines was still not brilliant. The Japanese cars were pretty good, but like the British Leyland stuff, like the A series in the Minis and the Metros, all the Rover stuff that was Rover engines, not so much sort of like late 80s onwards, but you would do what you call a decoke. So you would take the head off, which was on a lot of cars quite a straightforward job. Is it 10 to 12 already?
Not quite.
All right. You'd take the valves out and you would lap the valves back in. Obviously you'd clean them all up with grinding paste. So you would stick that on the end of the valve, put some grinding paste on it, and you would lap it in. And you get a good seat on the valve. So that's what that's for. Obviously cars don't do that now, they go on forever and ever. They're made out of better materials. And they're throwaway items now, whereas people used to keep their cars and keep them well maintained. So we've got 2 circlip pliers. I said I'd come back to these. These need a bit of cleaning up and a bit of oiling and that. I'll probably do that at some point. Look at the spring on that. And they're like right angled circlip pliers, if you can see that. So these ones are interesting. These are internal and external circlip pliers. So they're a bit sticky at the minute. So that one is, you'd put that on and you'd squeeze it together, and that would pull the circlip in. So that'd be an internal circlip. And then what we can do is pull that out there, slide that round onto there like that. Now, when you squeeze the handles together, it opens up. So that would be for an external circlip. Now I have got some circlip pliers which I can just flick a lever and they go in and out. They're like on a ratchet system. But these, obviously if you need to get a bit more force on it, you can put the handle right around there. Yeah, it does say something on here. I can't see what it says. Perhaps we'll have a bit of a session cleaning these tools up, because it has got some writing on there, but I can't read what it says. We'll bring some of these tools back up to their former glory. Yeah, it's always nice to keep things sorted out like that, isn't it? So yeah, that's been a little delve into Tina's grandfather's little tool chest. We have got some more toolboxes of his over here, but I need to... They're just all higgledy-piggledy. So yeah, we've got a couple of special tools here. We've got this, which it's been obviously ground down to fit in somewhere. No idea what. This one was quite interesting. The Allen key with the socket brazed on the end of it. That was obviously made for a special purpose, which, looking at it, I think is for a brake adjuster. But obviously they're not here anymore to ask them, so we're just guessing at this point. Yeah, hope you found this video interesting. What is in the box? So yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.